Hello friends, namaskar, दोस्तों, welcome. This is almost Friday, end of the week. और इस वीडियो में मैं बात करने वाला हूं about commodities. How to look at commodities in the current market with SD. मैं हूं SD शानंद दास, multi-asset trading and investment specialist. Before I talk about today's topic, friends, I would like to take you to my website because there has been a few changes, कुछ नए updates हुए हैं. That is on the upcoming events. Upcoming events 8th of July से Rainbow Option Master का trial का registration has started. पहला class on 13th, second class 16th, third is on 18th, and on 19th you will say bye for the day. And ultimately, you will have, if you want, 15 days of trial access to my best option tool to guide you in the option market. And of course, on Sunday, 13th of July, I will hold my regular stock storm, and this time topic is belly of beer, BOB system. This is a part of a group of setups under which this belly of the beer or belly of the bull it is called, or I would like to rather call it. Now, under offerings, if you go the trial option master, there is the register to trial, and these are the details of the class. What is the requirement like trading view, free WhatsApp, Zoom access, etc. 4 power packed sessions. Now let's friends get back to the today's topic, that is the commodity market discussion. And commodity market, before I move, I'd like to show you that business line. I hope आप लोग देख पा रहे हो. I'll read it for you. Trump threatens 500% tariff on importers of Russian oil. Russia is the major player in the crude oil market, about 9 million barrels per day, a little more production, I'll say about 6 million barrels of export. So that export comes under threat. This is a serious challenge to Russia, but Trump plays it like a stick. He wants to make a deal. He wants Russia and Ukraine war to end. So I will consider looking at his past behavior. This is more like a stick, or to force Russia to the negotiating table, or to show what it can, how much damage it can do. Previously, the sanction was different. This is, if placed, that's a serious sanction and problem for India. About India, I'll talk about later in the Nifty discussion. So first, कहाँ से चालू करते हैं? The crude oil. Crude oil is becoming, so some people will think, okay, this could be bullish for crude oil. Well, it definitely can be bullish. Say oil can become a bit scarce. WTI crude oil, US crude oil demand may go up. So WTI, I think what will happen is more of a different जो benchmark है crude oil, like Russian crude oil is the Ural crude. So Ural crude and WTI का जो spread है, so rather what to do is I'll go long on WTI and short on Ural. But overall, the benchmark of crude oil, we are not sure how much it will change. So this is the crude oil first of all, and this is, I'm looking at two time frame. One is the daily chart and one is the 2 hour time frame. Very erratic. ये मैं लास्ट टाइम हाईलाइट किया था कि कुछ तो बुलिश या बियरिश लग रहा है, बट इन द बिगर टाइम फ्रेम दे आर वेरी मच रेंजिश. तो सच कंफ्यूजन द प्राइस एक्शन जो रहता है, इट गेट्स क्लियर्ड अप विद माय सेटअप फाउंटेन ऑफ गोल्ड. सो मैं इस्तेमाल करता हूं फाउंटेन ऑफ गोल्ड. उसके अंडर आई यूज द कमोडिटी सेटअप. There are different setups, so I am applying in commodity. Slight changes are required. Each and every meter here is important. So commodity, I will first look at the lower meter. In the daily chart, I can see copper and crude is falling. So crude is in the weakening mode. I had taken some bullish bets. Very small money it came. You can look at the 2 hour chart. I highlighted it, but I've gone out as well. 2-hour chart, as it started struggling, it was clear that now crude oil is no longer working. However, I've not yet taken a short. I think a lot of rangish price action seems likely. Here is a tough resistance 66. Here tough support 65.4. Here tougher support 64.89. Even in the daily chart, if I see, there are a lot of support as well as lots of resistance. This is not a great market to play directional trades, which I prefer to do. Rangish trades means you can go for the option selling, rangish options selling, like a strangle. Now I'll prefer a hedge strangle in any case. So in these are the markets I will prefer to crude oil more on the option side, but the liquidity is always a problem in Indian commodity. So broadly, I'll prefer less of a participation in crude oil right now. Even if I can see a comeback before 11 o'clock, it's not a great time to place trades in the commodity market. So I'll not be very eager to play it out. Just a moment. Let me see. Check my chart. Yes. Now I'll check the other ones, which are gold. Gold and silver is becoming more interesting. I want to point those things out. Gold, I prefer to play more on the daily chart in the current context. And this green candle is interesting. This green candle looks like gold can make a comeback. But at this point, I can't say whether gold will break 3,400 or not. Very possible gold may continue its rangish behavior. There is a good threat that gold can break down at below around end of July or early August. There is also first time a good chance it can break higher. But the factors जो gold को push कर रहा था, one of those are still not there. Dollar, Trump is showing us dollar is backed by. He has come back in a serious mode with actions being taken. US is going full force in its strength show up, be it currency, be it sanctions, be it other military power, direct intervention in Iran. Everywhere it is very decisive in show of strength. In terms of it showed how weak is China's influence is in the Middle East. So gold का जो factor geopolitics, the things are more tilted in favor of the US. When we have a decision, a winner, uncertainty is less. Gold will not get the geopolitical premium of uncertainty. So gold is looking bullish. That's interesting. I'll take you to the 2-hourly chart. So short term, yeah, it can be played. Gold is trying to break higher. What I'm expecting is some sort of resistance around $3340 or 50, and then more of a range bound behavior. So I'll be cautious. Let's start with if it's a full green today, let's start with the ETF, some gold buy. Like silver, because of gold came back, I'm more interested in the silver. Why? Because silver has already been strong. And now I've suggested the ETF already and it made sense. See the zigzag. These are not good times to play the futures. Now that we have more clarity on the movement, silver looks buy. This is a good ETF exposure we need to take. As well as we can think of some push on silver on futures. But I'll closely look at the 2-hourly chart as well as the M6 chart to play the silver futures. And on the ETF side, I'll not look at 2-hourly chart. I'll maintain with the daily chart at least, because it's a monthly breakout, weekly breakout, and now a daily breakout in crude oil. In silver. Very sorry. So we got gold, covered silver, gold. Let's see. Let's start with an ETF. Let's see how the day goes. Overall, a green candle, silver. Increase the ETF. I will do. कभी भी किसी का सुन के मत ट्रेड कीजिए. That is risk management rule 1. This is just my video log मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, and this definitely to help those who use my different setups and associated with me. तो silver मेरे हिसाब से I'll increase the ETF exposure and I'll look at the 2 hourly chart more for the futures play now that things are looking on the brighter side, and I'll look more for the upside rather than to play the downside. But overall, I remain unbiased in my play both, but it's more of an upside play to be done. So now, and I will start trading before 11 o'clock, even in commodities. So crude oil, gold, silver. Crude, I don't see much opportunities except for range trades. Gold, silver is interesting for positional trades. First with the ETF, not to increase the exposure. The one that we are good at, has been good at in exposing ourselves towards copper. But copper I have taken, or I don't think I'll like to go to derivatives, yani futures. Looking at the uncertainty surrounding Trump and looking at the copper more in the long-term breakout, I don't want to miss out a beautiful rally because of the zigzag here, just because Trump will say something. Copper is structurally bullish, EV-wise it is bullish, electricity-wise bullish. So overall, I'm quite bullish on copper. And if I look at the Indian chart as well, any chart you see, it's a long-term breakout. So to avoid the zigzag, I have preferred exposure via ETF. कुछ लोग पूछते हैं which ETF? It's CPER. कॉपर का ETF का नाम टिकर is CPER. CPER. This is, you can see, copper. So this is a beautiful breakout. So we are very good since copper has gone up 10% thanks to Trump, and little more since we have started taking the exposure. And now last counter, let's look at the natural gas. It is bearish, very much bearish. It has given weekly down break. But as natural gas is a zigzag product, it's always preferred when you are in the derivative game. And natural gas, UNG ETF is not so great for investments unless you have serious fundamental bulls. I don't have fundamental bulls right now in NG. I see a lot of rangish action. So 2 hourly chart likely will get a lot of good trades. Whereas daily chart or long-term investing via ETF, I don't think I'll do that at this point. So this is my idea about what I plan to do in my trading. So let's look at some of the other metals like aluminium, and I'll look at them more in the daily chart and see where things are. It has been testing a very important resistance. I think more range-bound actions from aluminium unless Trump plans out more surprises for us, but aluminium is also very bullish. So aluminium is all means whole base metal pack. I would like to love to take exposure via the exchange traded funds, but it is looking promising, the breakouts, but a lot of resistance. Lots and lots of resistance plus uncertainty because I don't know what Trump will speak out. But as the structure is bullish, I need to play this, so I'll prefer to play this, the whole base metal ETF as well as the copper ETF. So that's all, friends, on the overall commodities. So these are my plan. I hope this small video was helpful to you. Agar helpful, don't forget to put a thumbs up. All the best from my side, and as always, happy trading.